Hey everyone, welcome. Hope y'all are doing well. Um this is a video idea that I've had for a long time, and I'm really excited about it. As Mbira players, as non-Zimbabwean Mbira players, I think it's really important to learn the Shona language. Um, when I first started Mbira, decades ago, I remember coming across people playing Mbira and singing, and here in America, singing, and I would ask them what they were singing, and they would say, "I don't know," or they would have just a real sort of cursory sort of understanding of what it was they were singing. And so I knew right at the beginning that I did not want to be in that position. I think from a position of authenticity and understanding what it is we're doing as Mbira players, it's just absolutely vital to know what we're singing, um, and to really go as deeply down that well as possible. Learn Shona as much as we can, uh, to get closer to the music and closer to what we're singing. If we're singing in Shona, certainly you can sing in English too. Um, so to that end, I love the Shona language. It's not just about learning it to be able to sing and be authentic. The Shona language is freaking awesome. And one of the things I love so much about Zimbabwe and Shona people is how much they love their language. And, you know, I would say it's almost like, so people pride themselves on knowing uh, Tsumo, NeMadamikiro, and these are like proverbs and sayings. That would be kind of like what we would say in English, these sort of sayings. And people do the best they can to put these sayings in their day-to-day interaction. And when you use these sayings and these proverbs in your day-to-day, it's a matter of pride. It's a matter of humor. It's just a great way of connecting with people, and it's great. So I think one of the and in Imbira music, in the singing, in the music, a lot of the lyrics are these proverbs, these sayings, these things. So what I want to do is start looking at a proverb, and we're going to work on the Shona, and we're going to learn what this proverb means, um, and then we're going to apply that on the Mbira, and we're going to sing it, because I think the best way to learn things is to apply them, right? So I need to do this disclaimer, and I don't know if disclaimer is the right word, but just sort of caveat is I am not a native Shona speaker. That probably looks obvious to you, but I am not a native Shona speaker. And I love the language. I'm coming at it with respect. And I am absolutely open to learning and being corrected. If I say something that's wrong, and a native Shona speaker wants to correct me, even in public, that's totally fine. I'm happy to learn and happy to continue. I come into this with a willingness to learn. And, so with that said, I want to teach. I don't have a script in case you can tell, but I think it's also really important to know that when you're talking about these sort of proverbs and all that, a huge um, thing about the proverb that makes it so special is the variety of meanings that you can impart to it. So my method in this is, I think it's important to know the literal words, like what does this literally mean? And I'm not saying that knowing the literal words means you know the deep meaning. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I think by knowing the literal words, you can get a glimpse at what some possible deep meanings could be. I say this because, in the past, you'll look at some sort of word and be told what it means by one person, and then you may be told something completely different by another person, and it can add a lot of confusion. Um, and sometimes people have a tendency, if they know what something means, they have a tendency to think that the way they know it is the only way it could be, even if you have somebody just as experienced, just as deeply enmeshed in the culture, saying it means something completely opposite. So I'm not in a position to correct someone if they say, "Oh, it means this and this is all it means." But I just want to acknowledge right here that while that person may say this, another person may say it means this, and that's not to be confused with saying, "Oh, it could just mean anything, and we don't need to respect the cultural meaning." So it's murky. It's deep waters. But we dive into these waters because we love this music, we love the culture. So this was a long sort of way of preamble, I guess, of saying, we're going to look at this music. I'm absolutely open to any feedback from anyone that has heard different meanings of things, and let's get busy learning more of this beautiful Shona language. So for this very first video, I want to start with one of my favorite sayings. And I first heard this, I remember I was walking, this probably would have been in 1998, and I was in Chitanguisa, Zengeza 2, and I was walking with my friend Owen Masimba Chiwanza. We lived together in New Zengeza 3 there, and we were walking down the street, and one of the great things in Zimbabwe is, as you're walking down the street, if you see people, pretty much every person you see in that sort of context, you're going to greet, you're going to say hello, especially if you're in a neighborhood where everybody's living together. So we were walking down the street, and there was an old woman out in the yard sweeping, and we did our greetings, Makasimbe, all of the normal greetings. And her response to the greeting, she said, Chibage Chakawanda kwa Vasina Meno. And that is the saying that we're going to learn today. Chibage Chakawanda kwa Vasina Meno. And it was such a clever and hilarious response to just simply saying, "How are you? How is the day?" And so let's dive right into this. And so first of all, let me, I guess, broad overview. Chibage Chakawanda kwa Vasina Meno. Corn is abundant in the land where they have no teeth. So let's break this down word by word here. Okay. So, move the mics here. Chibage. And you all get to deal with my handwriting. Chibage, Chibage, is corn. It's just a noun, corn, chibage. One word. It doesn't have any sort of pieces to that word, chibage. Chakawanda. Chakawanda. So this the CHA is referring to the chibage. And it's saying that there is a lot of corn, Chakawanda. So if you say, like, there's a lot of, or you can just say, like, Chakawanda is sort of a general, like, there is a lot, Zvakawanda, Chakawanda means there's a lot. When you say cha, you're referring to the chibage here. Chibage, Chakawanda. There's a lot of corn. So Chakawanda would be literally a lot. And then I'm going to put in parentheses of corn because the cha is referring to that corn, right? Chibage, Chakawanda. I see the camera is kind of, let me move a little bit to use more of the screen. There we go. Chibage, Chakawanda. Kwa. So kwa is like, it's referring to a place. If you say like Chakawanda is kind of like the place that he went to. Kwakanaka is like a good place. So kwa, it refers to a place, not a specific place, but just a place in general, like an area. So I'm going to put that refers to an area. And I'm saying area because in Shona, if you say pa, you are referring to a specific location. Like, you know, if you say Pakanaka, you're saying like this spot right here that we're talking about is good. If you say Kwakanaka, you can be referring a little more generally, like yeah. So it's just a little bigger than the. Let me try and do this so I can, since I'm talking here. It just kind of refers to a little bigger area than pa. So kwa, Chibage, Chakawanda, kwa, Vasina, va. And I'm going to split this. I'm going to say Vasina. This is actually one word, Vasina Meno. So Vasina Meno would be one word, but it's one word made up of three parts. So va refers to plural, like people, a plural of people. If people versus a person, right? So va is like they in this case. Vasina, if you put, this is a little, I can't remember the grammatical term for this, but this is like a thing that you sort of put in between a word. Vasina, if you say sina, it means without, like they don't have, right? So va is they, sina means they don't have. So you'll hear that like if you say like dine mari is like I have money. Disina mari is I don't have mari. And so actually it's like na is like with. So this could even kind of break down. I think that's technically okay to do. I think this sina would be. The reason I'm kind of hesitant. So sina is like a single kind of thing, but I believe it's a thing where they're saying na, but they're putting si in front of na to make it like not na, because na is like have, like dine nzara, I have hunger, dine mari, I have money, dc na mari is like I don't have. So it's kind of like si makes it say don't, and na is have. Va is like they, or like a plural of people. Meno is teeth. So, Chibage, Chakawanda, Kwa, Vasina Meno. So if you were to write this all out, you would say Chibage, Chakawanda, Kwa, Vasina Sina Meno. Nope, let me there. So Chibage Chakawanda Kwa Vasina Meno. So there's the breakdown for it. That's our first saying / proverb. So we've got it, right? Chibage Chakawanda Kwa Vasina Meno. So that's great. Now, I love putting these into Mbira music in order to help learn them. And the more of these you learn, the more you'll start. Or you can do it the other way. You can learn lyrics on Mbira and then you do this. And then that's the way you really learn it, right? So let's take this. And I haven't done this before, but I'm going to just play. I'm going to try and hear this first part. So you'll see how these tend to have like call and response. Chibage Chakawanda, Kwa Vasina Meno. And so you can think of that as a call and a response in the music itself. So let's play Nemam Sasa. This one here. So you can't see my Mbira right now, but that's okay. So I'm going to be listening. So first I'm thinking Chibage Chakawanda. So I'm kind of thinking of the rhythm. Chibage Chakawanda, right? Chibage Chakawanda. So there's a nice rhythm. Chibage Chakawanda. Di-da, di-da. Di-da, di-da. So I'm hearing a melody on the Mbira. Chibage Chakawanda, 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 Chibage Chakawanda. So there's a nice area for that call. So now I'm going to think of a way of responding to that with the response of the proverb. Kwa Vasina Meno. Kwa Vasina Meno. Kwa Vasina Meno. Kwa Vasina Meno, Kwa Vasina Meno, Kwa Vasina Meno, Kwa Vasina Meno. So right there, I kind of first I was going Kwa Vasina, and so melodically I kind of went up, but the language Kwa Vasina Meno, Kwa Vasina Meno. I think of the accent on being Kwa Vasina Meno, Kwa Vasina Meno, right? Kwa Vasina Meno. Kwa Vasina Meno. You could even say it. Don't even worry about the melody yet. Kwa Vasina Meno. Kwa Vasina Meno. Just keep it rhythmic, right? Kwa Vasina Meno. 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 So I'm going to kind of cut out half of those, and I'm going to do the call and the response now. Chibage Chakawanda, Kwa Vasina Meno. 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 Chibage Chakawanda. So what I'm noticing is, I have a long space there, so I think I have room. I can say Chibage Chakawanda twice, and that's almost like the setup. And then Kwa Vasina Meno is kind of like the punchline in a way, right? Because you're saying corn is abundant in the land where they have no teeth. Almost like blues, right? How we can do that. Might take me a second to get it right. Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Kwa Vasina So yeah, that works, I think, rhythmically if I had two people, because I would say qua Vasina, Meno, and right on Meno on the O would be the Chibage. So I'm gonna kind of cut it off and see if that works. If I was two people. Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Qua Vasina, Chibage Chakawanda. It works, but let me make it so one person can do it more comfortably. more comfortably. Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. Chibage Chakawanda, Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. Chibage Chakawanda, Vasina Meno. Chibage Chakawanda, Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. Sorry. Vasina Meno. Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. Chibage Chakawanda, 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 Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. So you could have your call vocals doing that. Chibage Chakawanda, Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. That would be your response. Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno, yeah. Chibage Chakawanda, Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. Chibage Chakawanda, Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. Chibage Chakawanda, Chibage Chakawanda, yeah. Vasina Meno. All right, there you go. I hope you like this, and I hope you got something from it. And let me know. Let me know how it goes for you. All right, y'all. Take care.